Back at Talladega, our Dave Burns is caught up with Bobby Labonte in the garage.
And Bobby Labonte climbed out from his car right near pit road, just turned in there. It was the turn on the track that looked like a complete surprise.
Yeah, well, it surprised me, that's for sure. And I looked at the right rear tire and up, left rear tire's up, so I'm not really sure what happened. I mean, you don't fight a problem like that, and all of a sudden just went down the corner, and I mean, the rear end just went out from under it. So I'm not sure. My fault, I know, but I don't know how it happened.
Did you feel anything in the steering, anything?
No, that's what's so weird. I mean, you got me, so with the grip level and the way the cars are, you don't have that. And for some reason or another, it just took off, slid out.
And you had a great run going.
Yeah, ski word was.
Bobby Labonte, he's okay, guys, but obviously very disappointed.
Thank you, Dave. Bobby did have an outstanding run for the 43 car for Petty Enterprises. Speaking of great runs, Tony Raines in the 96 car has been good all year long, not being retained in this car in 2008. And he is looking for a ride and trying to make a statement today. Well, they shuffle it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack in turn 2, and Tony Stewart now making a move.
And he went all the way down on the apron in the corner, 4 wide off turn 2.
Right now with 38 laps to go, somebody wants to get in the front and see if they can hold on to it. Ryan Newman and Kurt Busch, the two Penske guys, hook up.
Man, these Dodges get going on the restart. Got 3 of them up here at the head of the line.
And now when you get 3 Dodges hooked up because they've been making the best power along with Toyota.
Here comes 2 more Dodges, the 42 and the 41 on the outside of Tony Stewart.
Way up across the top of the racetrack, the Toyota. That's the 22 of Dave Blaney. And the 27, we're being told, is Villeneuve. He's being black flagged for no radio communications.
That's a safety issue. These guys have to have radio contact with their spotters. NASCAR requires that.
These guys should be able to go to the end on fuel right now. We're estimating between 36 to 40 laps on fuel. They think they can run 40 laps, but this is definitely coming down to a fuel mileage race right now. They're going to have to be a little careful with their fuel.
4 Dodges up high, and on the inside lane is the Dodge, the 9 of Casey Kane. How about the 2 Penske cars? Roger Penske has never won a restrictor plate race. How about that for all the success he's had over the years and all the great races you won for him, Rusty, but never at Daytona or Talladega.
Well, we come close many times, Jerry, but never could seem to get it done. A lot of second-place finishes, and Roger's in attendance today watching his car, so he loved getting victory lane with at least one of these guys.
Casey Kane on the inside trying to run door-to-door with Tony Stewart. Stewart's got a lot of drafting help. J.J. Yaley, his teammate behind him, trying to push Stewart to the lead.
You see that center lane really taking off right now. Stewart with help from J.J., and he's going to get up in front of the 12 car, Ryan Newman. He doesn't care about teammates right now. He wants a lead.
Kind of left his wingman down there with the 18 car, J.J. Yaley. And you can see how much it hurt the 18. He's losing ground now.
Tony Stewart leads on the racetrack. Meanwhile, back in the garage area, Mike Massaro has caught up with Kyle Busch.
And the chase got off to a very good start for Kyle Busch with 2 consecutive top 5s, but the last 2 races, seems like things have gone a little bit sour. What happened there?
Just a product of restrictor plate race and everybody being bunched up in a pack. I guess Bobby lost a tire or something like that. So, nothing of his doing. Just came right across the racetrack, and we were the first one that hit him. And it's a shame not only for us and the Kellogg's Carquest Chevrolet, but everybody, all the other guys that got involved in the wreck as well too. And unfortunate for our chase chances, but we knew that Talladega was going to be our mulligan. We circled it on the calendar that this was the one we're going to wreck in, because every time we come here, it seems as though if there's going to be a wreck, we're right in the middle of it. So we were hoping that last week didn't happen, but it did. Now this week again. So we'll just go on to Charlotte and run somewhere where we don't run too good, try to run well there, and Martinsville, and just keep going. I mean, that's all you can do.
You call it a mulligan. That would seem to me that you think that you can pretty much put this one behind you. How much optimism do you have with 6 races to go that you can pull yourself back into this thing?
Not very much. The team, of course, they want to be optimistic, and they want me to be optimistic, but I'm sorry. I mean, it's the realisticness of everything, the realism that sets in, that you try to realize that you're so far back that it's going to take a lot to get back in this deal, and you've got great racers like Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson who are up front, and Tony Stewart, who haven't had much bad luck yet here in this deal.
Guys, you can hear the disappointment in Kyle Busch's voice.
A big blow in the chase and a big blow on the racetrack here for Kenny Schrader, who won his very first race here at Talladega back in July of '88. Schrader was having a good run today. in the Wood Brothers JTG car number 21. Gets out and waves at the crowd, and here's the reason for caution number 7.
Kenny Schrader, exact same thing. Looks like happened to Bobby Labonte, happens to Kenny Schrader, who just gets sideways and about the same spot on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's very peculiar, Andy. I mean, I don't know why these guys are getting so loose going on to entry of turn 3. They start going up at the turn 3 in the middle, and they lose it.
Makes me wonder if there's some oil up there from maybe one of these other engine failures.
Oil on the racetrack, contact, under caution for the 7th time today. You're watching ESPN on ABC. Back at Talladega Superspeedway, stop number 4 of 10 in the 2007 chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup. Last year's Cup champion, the 48 car Jimmy Johnson, back on pit road under this caution flag. 4 tires, getting that tank full of fuel. As we head down to our pit studio in Susie Culber for our FedEx race rundown.
And Doc, like the first 3 races in the chase, there's been big trouble for these chase drivers, and it started with Jeff Burton.
You know what, Susie, I mentioned this earlier in the race. These guys turning 8,600 RPM all day long. These things wound tight. Thought there may be some motor issues. You heard our Andy Petrie say there very well could be. Started with Jeff Burton.
And he told us he believes his title hopes could be over. Martin Truex Jr., another blown engine.
We mentioned the concerns with DEI engines, the RCR cohabitation of engines, the problems they've had, and lo and behold, Martin Truex blows the motor next. So we're seeing a pattern here.
And if it's not a blown engine, now this is uncharacteristic for Jeff Gordon, who came in seated second, penalized on pit road.
That is an uncharacteristic mistake, just like you said. Jeff Gordon's won multiple championships because they don't make these type of mistakes. That could have just cost him.
And it was just a matter of when for the big one, just 43 laps to go, 10 cars involved.
Really shows it's the impatience or the mistakes of the drivers. I thought these cars were so stable because they're so big and wide that we possibly wouldn't have that big one, but we did.
Chase drivers Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, both knocked out on that one. So who will be left standing? Well, Tony Stewart came in seated 4th. He's leading, Doc. He's been the bridesmaid here 6 times.
Susie, the 20 car of Tony Stewart. By the way, all of the Hendrick cars and Gibbs cars are running the old SB2 engine configuration. The DEI RCR combination, that was the R07 engine for those 7 cars. And obviously they've had some issues here. But neither of the Gibbs cars or the Hendrick cars are in the new engine. They've got the old SB2. As you see Tony Stewart leading here and getting set for the restart.
The guy that needs to be most concerned would be Clint Boyer in the 07. He's showing second right now in the points as they run.
Brad?
Absolutely. Andy and I spent about an hour with Tony Stewart on Friday, and he said he did not absolutely want to be anywhere near the lead with the final laps waning. Andy, watching this, he's out front. Do you think he's going to back up? How's he going to get back behind so he can get a run?
I'm not sure, Brad, that he may have changed his tune a little bit. He's been playing with this all day long, and it looks like his car's pretty strong when he's got somebody tucked up behind him, just like this 12 car right here. So maybe he's changed his mind a little bit, Brad.
Let's listen into some radio communication about between the 12 and the 2.